You can use crappy flour and still make good bread. I don't care what anybody says. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you're new to the channel. My name is Alicia, and I really love to make sourdough. What I also love is to help you make sourdough. So something that I think is important is just learning all the different tools, techniques, all of that stuff, but with using different flour. I think sometimes, especially on the internet, particularly Facebook groups, people are pretty like catty, kind of elitist. There's lots of bad words that I could say, but I won't, about what type of flour you use. I particularly use King Arthur Sir Lancelot. One, because I think it performs really, really, really well. And two, I get it for 60 cents a pound. If that's not something that you can find where you are locally, I like to try different things to help people out. So if you haven't seen that particular video, it's got a caption like worst flour ever or something like that. But basically I tested out King Arthur Sir Lancelot, King Arthur bread flour, old metal bread flour, and then also this Great Value all-purpose. And I got through the whole video, did the whole thing, cut them, they were beautiful, showed all of that. And do you know how many people are like, what's it taste like? I forgot. I didn't taste them. So that is what this video today is for, because all of the other bread flours I have had, tried, tasted before, and they all taste basically the same. But what you will notice if you watch the other video is that the whole time I was like, this smells weird, it smells weird, it smells weird. So I am here for the people and I want to give you what you want. I'm also going to use the same amount of hydration, because that was one other thing, is that I reduced the hydration because I knew it wasn't going to absorb water as well. So I knew it wouldn't handle the same, but in reality, then I'm not comparing them perfectly side by side. So this time we're going to do the all-purpose. We're going to use the same amount of water that I do in the other recipes, just so that we can get like a better comparison. I won't go through probably and film like every single step, but along the way, if I'm noticing things that are a little bit weird or maybe different now that I added more water, I'll be sure to show that. But I am excited to actually try it. So stick around and I hope you enjoy the video. If you are here, it would mean the world to me to subscribe. I know that it may seem silly, but some of these videos have gotten over 10,000 views, and I have like under 2,000 subscribers. So a lot of people went out of their way to watch the video, and it would just mean so much to me if you would subscribe. So I really enjoy this kind of thing. I enjoy teaching people. I enjoy sharing the knowledge, just all of the fun things, and I want to do that more, but it would help me a lot if you would subscribe. So another thing that would be great is for you to tell me what you want to see. I got so many comments about not tasting this bread that I'm like, I have to do that. So if there's something else that you want to see, other things that you want me to compare, let me know in the comments and I will do my best to bring that video to you. So anyway, let's get started. In one of my, I think it was in the last video, I mentioned how it's so cold here and the weather's been terrible. And so it was like Christmas break and then there was more days off of school. And today is the first day that my daughter has went to school for a full day in like 2 weeks. So all you moms, parents out there, I know that you feel me. And it's not that I don't love my daughter and want her to be around, but I just really thrive off routine. As someone who works from home also, I just need to get stuff done. And she's bored, she's, tired of it. So I just am really ready for summer. So I had this starter peaked the other day and then just put it in the fridge. And that is an excellent thing to do. If it's peaked, just put it in the fridge. It may still like come down a little bit, but it will so much slower and it'll give you so much more time. So I think I put that in the fridge yesterday and then just was able to pull it out today and use it. So super, super nice little hack. Another thing is you'll see I literally just use like nearly all of it, but it's no big deal. All I will do is just add a little water straight to this jar and just a little bit of flour, not really measuring, just enough to like keep it going. And then once that peaks, then I'll do like a proper measurement, clean my jar, everything. So don't freak out if you've used nearly all of it. I think sometimes people really freak out at the idea of sourdough. Like they just think it's just going to be so complicated. All these rules to follow, all these things to keep their starter alive. And the amount of people that I have had send me a message and saying that they killed their starter, like 99.9% guarantee you didn't kill it. If you get mold, that's really the only thing that is going to be a problem. I think what ends up happening is it maybe is dormant. It's not as bubbly, active, lively as it had been, but it doesn't mean you killed it. It just means you need to take some time to bring it back. And honestly, I didn't get as many like hate comments on this flour as I expected. It could have been worse. And really, the people that commented are the exact thing I would have expected. Like one lady said something like that she gets her fresh milled farm to table flour delivered right to her door, and how dare I use anything from Walmart. And my response was just like, yeah, not everyone has that privilege. I think sometimes we forget that just because you can do something and that you can afford to do something, that you can afford to spend $100 to get like a 50-pound bag of flour delivered to your door, not everybody has that privilege, Nancy. Whenever you add your salt to your mixture, you just want to make sure you're adding it like on top of the flour. Like if you're going to put everything in there together, sometimes if just the water, the starter, and the salt mix together, they're going to clump and you won't be able to break it down. So just as long as you do it right on top of the flour, you're good to go. I saw in a Facebook group that a lady got a tattoo on her wrist that said, "Don't forget the salt." And I just thought that was super cute, because I think that's like every baker's nightmare, is that like you're going to forget like something that is so important. The same hydration. And so far, I'd say it's mixing pretty easily, which can be good and bad. That could mean that it's going to be a lot more liquidy than we're typically used to, but not too bad. Actually, not as wet as I expected. Sometimes I fear that I'm not good at talking and working at the same time. And then I start second guessing myself, like, did I add the right amount? Did I miss something somewhere? But I think we're good. One thing I would like to do in the future is show mixing with my Bosch mixer, because the only time I mix by hand like this is if I'm maybe just doing one loaf, just because the mixer really is a pain to clean. And so I am not going to do that for just one loaf, because basically the amount of time it takes me to hand mix it is going to be less than it's going to take me to wash and clean all of the parts of the mixer. But I often make, 6, 7, 8 loaves at a time. And so it's really nice to have that mixer. And so I would like to show, if that's something that you want to see, let me know, and I would definitely show it. Have to make sure you get all that flour absorbed. And sometimes if, you're getting tired when you're mixing with it, just walk away, come back like 5 minutes later, and you can continue mixing. All right, I think we're good. I'm just gonna kind of scrape down the bowl, get it together into like a cohesive ball, and then we'll rest for 30 minutes. It's holding its shape pretty well. It actually looks really good. So, all right, so first coil fold. If you don't know what a coil fold is, just basically where I'm pulling up and basically rolling the dough into a ball rather than pulling the dough up on itself. I think it's superior. Fight me for it. Okay, so first time actually getting my hands in the dough, I would say it's reasonably sticky. But I mean, to be expected. It's actually not horrible. So something I like to do with my first coil fold is to grab that dough and kind of knead it against the side of the bowl. So when you're very first mixing, in that first hour, you really want to get as much gluten developed as possible. So you can be a lot rougher at the beginning, and then you can be more gentle at the end. Haters, they're gonna hate. This looks pretty good. I am not gonna lie. Not bad at all. So you can see it's holding its shape really nicely, and you can kind of see a little bit of like ripping and tearing right there, but that's normal with it just being the first coil fold. So I will come back and show you after the fourth. See you in a couple hours. Okay, so this is the last coil fold. I've done the other couple off of camera, but seriously, it's actually been pretty nice. I mean, the dough is not overly sticky. When I did this experiment the first time, I really found that the King Arthur bread flour was the stickiest and hardest to manage, but Walmart all-purpose has been just fine. I'll show you what it looks like. We'll wait another probably 2 hours to finish out the bulk fermentation, but I feel like it's looking pretty good. Okay, so this is just after finishing the fourth coil fold, and then you can kind of see we've already got some nice bubbles there for the fermentation is coming along nicely, but the dough really had good elasticity, holding its shape really well, not overly sticky, so it's performing actually really, really well, even at the same hydration. Fermentation is finished, and I mean, the loaf is looking really good, honestly. Like if I were to just not have any idea, I wouldn't know that this was all-purpose or that this had such a low gluten protein content compared to the flour that I'm used to. It's performing pretty well. This is gonna be the test. This is how sticky it is. Okay, and then I always use a little bit. Oh, I can smell it. I remember this from last time. It definitely has a different smell. Okay, so a little bit of water on your bench scraper and on your hands just goes a long way. Simple first shaping. I have many other videos. If this is the first one you're watching, go back. I've got a lot of other videos on shaping, on everything from step by step. So go back and watch those if this is the first that you're watching. But that's all I'm gonna do for the first simple shaping. And we'll come back in like 30 minutes and we'll do the final shaping. But honestly, that couldn't have been any easier. It was identical. So you can see here, really good bubbling on top. Like the dough looks great. I feel like she's gonna come out pretty good. All right, got everything ready for the final shaping. So in the last video when I did the final shaping, I did the double Katie clasp or catty clasp. I don't know what the proper way to say it, but I think someone told me I said it wrong. Anyway, you just basically fold like this and then fold like this, and couldn't be easier. And honestly, this dough feels much airier. Last time I said it felt like pizza dough at that lower hydration, but this one I feel like feels pretty good. It's definitely not sticky at all. So I will just wait about 10 minutes and then I'll stitch this up, and then it's gonna go in the fridge overnight and I will bake it in the morning. So I'll see you tomorrow. She's all baked up, and this time I'm actually going to taste it. When I went to put this in the oven this morning, the oven had been preheated. I was ready to go. I did my scoring. And then I opened the oven and I'm like, where is the Dutch oven? I had forgot to put it in the oven to preheat. So I did end up having to bake this one a little bit longer. I don't know if it affected the rise. It could have, but I mean, things happen. So anyway, something else I wanted to show you guys is yesterday when I used this starter, and I literally used like all of it. And I ended up just adding, I think it was like 20 grams of water, 20 grams of flour, and it's really just now starting to go back down. And that's been over 24 hours now at this point. If you think about it, there was maybe less than a gram. There was probably a quarter of a gram of starter in there, and then I fed it 20 grams. So think of how long that has to take. Sometimes people will think like, oh, I used it all, and then when I fed it again the next time, it never grew. Like, just give it time. I will feed this again, and then I'll be able to bake tomorrow. Easy peasy. Now to what you are all here for. And I just had a comment today, and they said, which sourdough flour, which flour can you use to have less crumbs? None, girl. All the crumbs everywhere, every single time. It drives us all crazy. Compared to last time when I reduced the water, this one is much more open, much more like a traditional sourdough. Still a little tight. You can kind of see like right here is a little bit tighter than on this area. So definitely not the exact same as with bread flour, especially a higher quality bread flour. But if you are pinching pennies, trying to save money, and that is important to you, then I don't think there's any reason why you can't use Walmart flour. Though I know people will say all sorts of things about it, but that's not me, and that is not what this channel is about. Let's actually cut it this time and taste it. As of right now, everything feels exactly the same. Like, I would be very happy with this loaf. I can't see anything visually different. Now that it's baked, I would say it still has a little bit of a funny smell, but nowhere near like when it was just dough and it was wet. But okay, so I feel like texture is the exact same, very similar. Still has a little bit of that like moist texture. Crust is nice and crunchy on the outside. It's not that different. It tastes good. I hate to say it, but it tastes good. So I hope that you stuck around and watched the whole video just for that. Just to know, hey, it's good. Tastes the same. There you go. You can use crappy flour and still make good bread. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, I hope that you found this video helpful. And as always, I like to say, please like and subscribe. It would help so much. It would help me be able to bring more people to this channel, which would also help me be able to spend more time on videos like this. I really do enjoy helping people. So I love all the wonderful comments that I have been getting about how grateful people are and how much I've helped them with their sourdough. So I just want to be able to do that for everyone. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.